In other news, the Seoul Central District Court has resumed its hearing of the closing arguments on the trial of former President Yoon Suk Yeol on rebellion charges in connection with his declaration of martial law on December 3rd, 2024. For more, I have our senior correspondent Oh Soo-young live on the line. Soo-young, it's great to have you on. So what's the latest at your end?
Good afternoon, Sunny. So the sentencing hearing in former President Yoon Suk Yeol's insurrection trial began at around 9:30 this morning, and it's still ongoing. The special counsel is expected to present its final opinion and sentencing recommendation a little bit later. Yoon's, of course, charged with leading an insurrection by declaring emergency martial law without meeting constitutional or statutory requirements, and then deploying military and police forces to the National Assembly and other key state institutions. Under the Criminal Act, the statutory punishment for leading an insurrection is limited to three options: the death penalty, life imprisonment with labour, or life imprisonment without labour. And according to local reporting, the special counsel isn't considering the final option. So that really narrows down the decision to whether to seek the death penalty or life imprisonment with labour. And the conclusion is expected to be presented today.
Right, I see. Soo-young, last Friday was supposed to be the final hearing, but proceedings were delayed to this Tuesday. Will the hearing end today?
Yes, the court planned to conclude arguments on January 9th. The hearing began that morning and, lasted roughly 15 hours, ending shortly after midnight. And a significant portion of that time, around 8 hours, was taken up by evidence examination from the former Defense Minister Kim Yong-yeon, who is one of the co-defendants. As a result, the special counsel was unable to present its sentencing request, and arguments were therefore not formally closed. Thus, the presiding judge has made it clear that today's hearing must end no matter what. But even so, today's schedule actually remains quite tight. Former President Yoon's side estimates about 6 hours for evidence review and final arguments. The special counsel plans around 2 hours for its final opinion and sentencing recommendation. Also pending are statements from other defendants, including the former defense minister and former National Police Agency Commissioner Cho Ji-ho. As each defendant is entitled to present both a final defense and a final statement, this could well push proceedings later to the night once again.
Right. That being said, Soo-young, former President Yoon Suk Yeol, he's also expected to deliver his final statement today. What can we expect?
Well, as usual, quite a lengthy final statement. Reportedly, he's been preparing this personally, and it's running dozens of pages. He's expected to reject the notion that the declaration of martial law automatically constitutes insurrection. His long-standing position, of course, has been that his actions were constitutional in response to what he's described as a national crisis, including legislative actions by the opposition at the time. Yoon may again describe that he called a martial law as a warning or a message which is distinct from a full-fledged martial law, so he claims. The Constitutional Court last year previously rejected these arguments in its impeachment ruling, but today's hearing determines how the criminal court would evaluate them under the Criminal Act. And of course, the verdict is expected next month.